Good morning, this is Mr. Trax. Here is one of the evidence on the gameplay that's played internal in the law system of corporate America. The terminology of describing the indigenous people of America with the so-called black has been misclassified as us as a people and doesn't get recognized. And that's why the disrespect and the consistency of not recognition of indigenous people in a proper manner in a legal form is not represented correctly. What I mean by that, during the Reconstruction period, when this guy, and I'm going to show you the name of the guy, who actually reclassified Negroes, blacks, African American as a subscription of indigenous people of America, we do not have a seat at a UN. The black man or the black woman classified as other such of European descents, white males of those things, or Native American have seats at the UN. An African American, by name or standard, or a black does not have a seat as a UN. The point factor means there is no recognition of that nationality. That is the game. That is the overall game. And you will see here in the morning news with Apple display the reference point of the trial that's going on with the guy who got shot down by jogging in his neighborhood by three white men. As that trial, the jury is all white and one are so-called black. The word black is being used multiple times. It's a programming thing. Mass media is propaganda machine, a program machine, been using since Nazis in World War One and Two. So you will see the perfect example when they display the news. And listen carefully, and you can analyze the game that's being played and why justice would not be classified in this manner of corporate America. There's action that we need to take place other than marching and protesting. We have to claim our rightful indigenous stand legally to be recognized.
Good morning. It's Friday, November 5th. I'm Shmita Basu.
And I'm Duarte Geraldino. This is Apple News Today. Each morning, hear about some of the most fascinating stories in the news and how the world's best journalists are covering them.
Opening statements are today in the trial of three white men charged with murder and other felony counts in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, who was black. He was chased and shot to death while jogging in Georgia last year.
The Washington Post looks at the controversy surrounding jury selection. The jury that will hear this case is nearly all white. Only one of the jurors is black. And for perspective, keep in mind this is happening in a county where more than a quarter of the population is black.
During jury selection, attorneys asked potential jurors about their views on Black Lives Matter, on the Confederate flag, and the criminal justice system. 12 black people were considered for the jury. Defense attorneys struck all but one of them. The prosecution protested this, but the judge declined to reseat them.
The three defendants have pleaded not guilty. They've said they were trying to make a citizen's arrest. Police never connected Arbery to any crime. NPR looks at the citizen's arrest law. And at the time of Arbery's killing, Georgia had a law in place that allowed citizens to arrest somebody that they reasonably suspected of trying to escape from a felony. A law professor told NPR, Georgia's law dates back to 1863. He says it has a racist legacy, that it was basically a law designed to catch enslaved people who managed to escape.
After Arbery's death, this law was repealed, but these three men will be tried under the law as it stood at the time of the killing. The law professor NPR spoke to said Georgia's so-called stand your ground law might also be a factor. It can allow the use of deadly force if a person reasonably believes they're at risk of serious injury or death. A similar law in Florida came up in the killing of black teenager Trayvon Martin. George Zimmerman was found not guilty in that shooting.
Okay, and you'll see here's another spit in the face. You can find on my IG the announcement from my president about distributing almost half to $1 million each to each family member that got separated during the crossing of the border. Here's the breakdown of my analogy on the post I did of why this exists. This was all part of the agenda about 20 to 30 years ago. It's all playing out, and you see why. So now you'll see that the United States has been found guilty in the past 5 counts of genocide. We know this, and Congress agrees and recognizes the archives of the first people of America, which is Indigenous and Taiwanese America. Help us build the real estate, the Indigenous and Taiwanese American Art and History Museum of every state in every major city. I am that I am.